Hey everybody, good evening. It's Justice for Comics. It's Monday night. I don't normally do a live stream on Mondays, but I didn't get a chance this weekend to review the CBSI Hot 10 list with you guys, so I figured I would do that now. I had a little free time. I got some books in the mail as well. I'll probably show those off later in the week, but I got some really cool books that some really good looking covers. We'll talk about some books that are on the move, especially ones that I reported on last Wednesday that have done really well since then. So hopefully you're paying attention. But yeah, let's dive into it here. Take a look at our list from last week. I think that came out on Friday, was that 28th? I think it was the 28th. Hopefully I don't have any audio issues. I need to get a new laptop, I think is the solution, long-term solution, get a new laptop. So we're going to be looking at the CBSI Hot 10 list. Comes out every week. Contains the books that are on the move, things that you should be aware of. And maybe you can find these books at your local comic book shop. Online, it's a little difficult. Usually when they hit the list, that day, the prices online jump, usually. eBay, they jump up. So it's a little harder to get great deals unless you try to do what I do, which is predict in advance what you think will be on the Hot 10 list. It's difficult. All right, we'll start off with the honorable mentions. Catman Comics, number 31. This is a 10 center, so this is an old Golden Age book. A 4.5 just sold for $2,640. And it does have an LB Cole cover. People just can't get enough of those LB Cole covers. I don't think it's his best cover, but yeah, it's still pretty good for that era. His covers still kind of very much stand out, especially color-wise. I mean, if you see the really expensive LB Cole covers, the colors are just jumping off the page at you. So, yeah, that was quite a feat for a Golden Age book to be able to attract attention. It's kind of what you needed back then, something that just stood out on the newsstand. Remember, there were no comic book shops back in the Golden Age, all on newsstands, mostly in bigger cities. And yeah, if you were living in New York, comic books were everywhere. It's pretty much New York and Chicago. Smaller cities, a little bit more difficult. But, you know, all Golden Age books are just on the move these days. And LB Cole covers, those are always good books to track down if you can find them. I don't have any in my collection. I don't really focus on Golden Age, but I know there's a lot of people that do. And man, might be worth getting those graded if you got them in raw condition. The other book mentioned here is Danger Girl number 2. This is the Platinum edition. So, of course, the Essentia J. Scott Campbell cover is creating a little buzz on J. Scott Campbell covers in general. So people are going through and trying to figure out what are the harder ones to find. And apparently this one is pretty tough. I guess there was only 1,500 platinum foil variants that were produced. So how many of them are graded? 9.8, probably not too many. $1,100 was the last sale here. All-time high for the book. How many are still out in the wild, not graded? Who's to say? But yeah, the older a book gets, the more difficult it becomes to find. So I wouldn't say 1,500 copies is super rare. But, you know, if it's more than 10 years ago, it becomes a little harder. Number 10 on the list is Sonic the Hedgehog, number 69. Now, normally, I've advocated picking up Sonic the Hedgehog books in the past, especially if they're 1 in 25s or 1 in 50s. Again, most comic book shops don't order 5 copies of this, maybe 10 at the most. So it's not going to be a real plentiful book. Um, in the past, the 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s are pretty easy doubles. I mean, I think I made 3 times my money on a 1 in 50 last year. I can't remember what issue it was, but I think it was the 50th anniversary special. They had like a one-shot special. It was a 1 in 50 cover. I paid over ratio for it, a little over ratio for it, and I sold it for like $250, something crazy. Um, and the guy that bought it, he's a big Sonic the Hedgehog collector, comic book collector specifically, and you're just not going to find that book at a local comic book shop. So the 1 in 10s, though, yeah, I think you're going to find these a little bit more in the. I mean, Midtown had them for a while. They didn't sell out real quickly. So I don't think they're that difficult. But the 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s are definitely what you want to look for when it comes to the Sonic incentives. Definitely look out for those. Number 9 is a book. Number 9 on the list is a book that I have on my back wall right now. You can see it right there behind me, right here. I'm pointing in the right direction, right here. There it is. It's a nice book. It's a Forbes cover. So I'll kind of let me minimize the other screen there. In fact, I picked up 2 copies. I got them both right at ratio pricing. First appearance of Jess Drew, who was in the Spider-Verse movie. The last Spider-Verse movie, right? That's her first appearance and first cover appearance in comic books. So it's definitely a book that a lot of people are trying to track down right now. I looked on eBay earlier today, and the book is selling pretty consistently around $100, 100 to 110, maybe a tad over $100. There's a couple auctions that are ending soon. So it's definitely doing better than ratio, which is good to see. It's just a cool cover, and it's a first appearance and first cover appearance. So it's got several things going for it. It's not just a really good cover. And again, it's the 4th issue of a series. Yes, it's a Spider-Verse comic book, so there are going to be shops that order fairly heavy on it, but 50 copies to qualify for the incentive. There are store variants, so this book may not be super, super rare, but it's rare enough that, and in demand enough that it's getting over ratio pricing. Right now, I don't think you can buy it for under $100. So if you happen to find one at a comic book shop for $50, $50, $60, it's probably a good deal. I'd pick it up. Long term, I like that book. It's a first appearance. It's a spider character that you never know. Maybe she'll have her own series one day. She may appear again in another movie. It's just a good one to have in the collection. Obviously, I thought it was. I picked up 2 copies, and I'm not selling either one of them. I'm holding on to them. So, yeah, I like that one. Number 8 on the list is a book I've talked about probably before anybody else. I mentioned this book like a couple months before it came out. So I've been all over this. You can go back and check the YouTube videos, my Instagram. I've posted about this book. Godzilla's 70th anniversary, number 1, the 1 in 50. It's a cool Art Adams cover. It's one of the few Art Adams covers that I really like. I don't really care for most Art Adams covers. I really like this one. So pre-ordering that for $50. They had, I think Third Eye had 1 copy. Maybe Things from Another World had 1 copy. There's maybe 2 people, and literally only had 1 copy. So I don't know anyone that pre-ordered this for $50. I pre-ordered it for about 130. In fact, I think I got another copy coming. I still haven't gotten it yet. I'm a little worried. It's been I should have that book in hand by now. So yeah, I've emailed the online comic book store, and I've gotten no reply yet. So yeah, not a good scenario. I don't know. Maybe I won't get this book. I may have to go through my bank and get a refund. But yeah, I mean it's $300 to $400 book right now. Um, I guess there was a damaged copy that sold for cheaper, but yeah, there was a copy on eBay that had like a paint. It looked like it had paint on it. Like somebody spilled the paint on the corner. I don't know, strange. But it's a good book. I like the cover, and yeah, not almost no shops in Florida ordered 50 copies of a Godzilla book. No way in hell. Midtown might have had one or two copies. Golden Apple probably had one or two. I mean, really big stores. The top 5 comic book shops in America probably had a copy or two. That's about it. So that is going to be a rare copy. I don't see the price going too much below 300 anytime soon. I mean, it's probably going to bottom out around 200 to 250. It just depends. Depends if people want to sell their copy. A lot of people are holding on to that book, so I don't think the price is going to dip down too much anytime soon. Another book that I know I have in my collection, I might even have the second print. There's a second print black and white or sketch looking cover of this that's a little bit more rare, that's going for more money. This is Mad Max Fury Road Furiosa #1. I haven't seen the new movie yet. I'll probably wait till it comes out on HBO. But I did like the Fury Road Mad Max. I thought that was a great movie. Very entertaining. Tom Hardy was awesome in it. I think this new one is not quite doing as well. It doesn't have quite the reviews. Here, Peter is saying that I still see it got great reviews. Actually, it did not get great reviews. So I don't know where he's reading that it got great reviews. It really didn't. I still think it's going to be entertaining. I just don't. I think people are comparing it to the last one too much, and the last one was just really good. And you had really good actors in the last one. The actors in this new one don't even come close to it being near as good as the last actors that were in the previous one. So, yeah, this is a book that's doing well at the moment, 20 to 25 bucks. I think when I bought it for cover price when it came out, right when the Mad Max movie had just come out. It was also selling for $20 to $25. So basically, this book has been about it's gone back up to where it was 7-8 years ago. So yeah, sometimes comic books are not the greatest investments, but I do have a couple copies of that book in my collection. Maybe I should sell one. Who knows? But it is a nice cover. Number 6 is X Factor #24. First appearance of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It's a good book to have in your collection. I believe I have a nice high-grade copy. Yeah, it's one of the most. It's probably one of the top X Factor books. I think the one that's even better though is the first appearance of Apocalypse #6, X Factor #6. I think that one's far more important, and should definitely be going for more money than the first appearance of the Horseman. Yeah, I guess there was a raw self-described raw 9.9 that accepted a best offer of an astounding $280. It looked like a nice copy, but a 9.9 is a pretty tall order there, Nordberg. Yeah. Remember, these books are old. These books are, X Factor, early X Factor books. You're talking, this is what, 30 years old, 25, 30 years old? That book came out a long time ago. It's getting harder and harder to find really high-grade copies. So check with your local shops. See if you can find a really minty copy. I think you're going to see a lot of these books get submitted to CGC for grading soon. Number 5 is a book that I have up on the wall, Uncanny X-Men #266. First appearance of Gambit. First full appearance, I guess, right? First full appearance. I guess there's some rumors that he will be in Deadpool 3, played by Channing Tatum. Of course, the X-Men 97 series is doing really well. That's not hurting it either. But this is a pretty well printed book. I mean, it's not hard to find one. There's lots and lots of copies out there. This book has been $100 to $120 forever. Forever. It's been that price for a long time. I bought it ages ago for I think I paid $80 for my copy. I don't know. That probably was more than 12 years ago, at least. Yeah, 9.6 just sold for about $300. So yeah, it's a nice book to have. I don't know if there's a newsstand version of this book. I don't think so. I think they're all direct copies. I don't remember there being a newsstand of X-Men 266. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, by the way, I've got a nice. I finished off my comic book room. Maybe I'll show this off real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, so of course you can see all the comic books behind me here. My slabs on one wall and a lot of the raw copies there. I added another wall over here, which you can see, 3 rows. Top row, I've got some graded books, and then I've got a bunch of raw copies on the wall there of various first appearances, just important books that I value and like having on the wall so I can see them occasionally. I like having facsimiles, especially some of the books that I don't want to touch. That's where the facsimiles come in handy, because you can have a facsimile behind it, and if you want to read it, just pull out the facsimile and read it instead of reading the original. Keep the original untouched. Keep it in the Mylar. Keep it nice and protected. But yeah, I'm almost done with my room. I'm going to probably put some other things over here on the other wall. I'd still like to have another spot to put maybe another couple statues. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. People walk into it and they're impressed. I mean, it's an impressive comic book room. It's not bad. So back to my list here. I know I got a little diverted there. So number 5 is Uncanny X-Men number 266. Number 4 on the list is Doom number 1. This is the Adi Granoff cover, selling for about $20 now. It even hit a high as high as $30. There is a virgin version of this, the 1 in 100, which I picked up. I pre-ordered that for about $80 and resold it for $190. So I sold my copy of this cover, the virgin version of this cover, for $190. So I did pretty good. I more than doubled my money. I like it. I didn't like it that much to hold on to it when the price got that high, so I decided to sell it. But as soon as I get that in the mail, I'll take a picture of it, put it on my Instagram, and off it will go to the person that purchased it. But yeah, it's a nice cover. I like it. Number 3 is Blood Hunt Red Band Edition number 1. This is the regular copy, which I pre-ordered all of them through Third Eye. I also pre-ordered the first 4 copies of the 1 in 25 incentive as well. So, but man, even the regular copy now is going for about $15. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm interested in reading it. I think so far this Blood Hunt is a good series. I think it's doing well for Marvel at the moment. I haven't heard too many people say it's not great. So, opinions vary, but I think it's been well received so far. Number 2 on the list is the second printing of X-Men 97 number 2. Man, hitting a high of $30, selling on average around $15. Yeah, it's a cool cover, animation cover. That X-Men 97 series. I did watch it. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it on Disney Plus. And the second season, I think, is going to do pretty well. So everyone's kind of waiting to see what happens with the second season. And number 1 on our list is Doom number 1. This is the Sanford Green variant. It's okay. I think the Addie Granoff is a better cover. This one is selling for about 30 bucks, a Ross sale of 50. I did get a copy today of Doom in the mail today. And this one, I think, is one of the better covers, especially considering it's much more limited. I'll show that off here right now. And this is the scan variant. I think this was Comic Mint. There were a couple online stores that had this as an exclusive. And this is the scan cover. I guess it's a Secret Wars homage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just a cool looking cover by Scan. And this is the one I like. This is the cover that I like. It also came with a COA, numbered out of 300. So I got number 65 of 300. Not bad. Yeah, I like it. I think this is going for a little bit more than what I paid for it. So far in the secondary market, it's doing well. I just like it. I think it's a nice looking cover. I think the Granoff is still my favorite. But the Sanford Green, it's okay. It's not bad. I think it was probably the cover that was under-ordered the most. So that's one of the reasons it's doing better. I think a lot of people pre-ordered the Granoff cover because they did release the art right away, and a lot of people are fans of Granoff. So, it's kind of what I remember with Something is Killing the Children. Remember, the A cover is worth more because way more stores ordered the B cover by Jenny Frison, and the Frison's worth less. The A cover's worth more. So same kind of thing here, I believe. You've got the A cover doing a little bit better than the other version, and I just think it's because of ordering. Just people didn't, a lot of shops did not order near as many A covers as they did the B cover by Granoff. So there you go. There's your list, guys. It's a good list. Let me check the chat real quick just to give a shout out to some people. We got Pope Cerebus I. Good to see you, my friend. We got Kenneth Bird stopping by to say hello, and we got Luis Ramirez. He's always here. Pope says, I love the Addie G. Almost bought the Virgin Doom cover, but instead just got the trade dress cover. There you go. Yeah, it's a decent cover. I like it. The scan one is my favorite. I think and I like that it's limited to only 300 copies. That's a lot lower for sure. Maybe the 1 in 100 will be less than that, obviously, but I think there's a lot of shops that went pretty heavy on that Doom book. What was the cover price on that Doom #1? It's definitely a thicker book. Yeah, $6.99, $7 book. It's over 48 pages long. I think it's definitely bigger than a 32-page book. Yeah, it looks cool. I haven't read it yet. I'm going to try to read that tonight, but I like it. It's a good looking book. I like the variant of it, the exclusive, only get 300 copies, and that sold out, by the way. I think it's going for $50 to $60 now on eBay, so there is a premium. I think it was, let's see, it was $25 that I paid for that. I don't know. I had some kind of discount with the store as well, so that kind of helps. Helps to have those discounts when you can. I buy enough comic books, I usually get some decent discounts. Yeah, it was expensive out of the gate. Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, guys. Pope is saying, did you see the Addie Thor cover a few weeks ago? That was also great. Yes, the Roxxon Presents. I think that's the one you're talking about. Yep, I did get that. I think it was a 1 in 50, if I'm not mistaken. The 1 in 50. Yep, I did pick that up. Yeah, Granoff is good. I mean, he's a great artist. I think he does a great job with certain characters, especially. I like that he's doing a lot of Marvel lately. Yeah, he's good. Very good artist. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram too. I posted a really cool um, picture of a Department of Truth book that's coming out. The cover is awesome. Um, it's by Sebastian Firamira. I've been a fan of his artwork lately. He's just really been doing some awesome covers, and he did a great one with that Department of Truth. Um, yeah, so go check it out. It's already on eBay for about double ratio. So, um, yeah, Pope says it goes real nice with the Uncanny Avengers Scarlet Witch 1 in 75. There you go. Very nice. Yeah, it's nice to see that there's some buzz on the X-Men books lately. I think the X-Men 97 show is helping bring more attention to some of those X-Men books that have been kind of lost and forgotten about. I mean, the Apocalypse book, I mean, that Apocalypse first appearance, that thing has been undervalued for a long time. He's a major, major villain in the Marvel Universe. And that book, I mean, it got really cheap. I think like a year or two ago, you could pick up, I was seeing near mint plus copies for 20, 25 bucks. Crazy. That book should be over $100 all the time, especially in a high grade. So there's been some great deals lately on some key Marvel books. They just get overlooked sometimes. So yeah, they're starting to get attention again. That's awesome. All right, guys, that's what I had for you real quick. I will be doing a Wednesday new comic book day review, so make sure you check that out. It'll be in the afternoon on Wednesday. I usually do that right around 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so look for that. I will be reviewing the books coming out the following Wednesday, so it gives you a little bit of a head start. The plan for it, I'll kind of mention the books that I think look really, really good. Give you guys a little bit of a head start on that. Yeah, that should be a good show on Wednesday, that live stream. So check that out on Wednesday afternoon. All right, guys, hope you have a great start of the week, and I'll see you soon.